Coming up on a Paper Talk today, we're talking about the here we go we've got from Fabrizio Romano when it comes to an exciting youngster that Arsenal, no matter what they say, are gutted to lose. Let's get into it. Jay here from Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm in San Diego, so you won't need your Packers if you are in San Diego, but you're probably not. You're probably watching this from England. But either way, make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. We've got loads of stories to get through. The main one is Chido Obi-Martin. We've had a here we go from Fabrizio Romano for the former Arsenal youngster. Now, we had this on the channel a few weeks ago. It looked like he wasn't going to sign a new deal at Arsenal. Highly regarded young attacker. He had, I think, sort of a ridiculous record in the academy for them, in the under-16s for them. He scored something like, I think, was it 10 goals against Liverpool? He had 7 goals against Norwich. He was banging in hat-tricks for fun. He was breaking all sorts of records, and they wanted to keep him, and he wasn't ready to stay there. And there was rumours and reports that he was going to head to Old Trafford. However, he did have interest from Germany as well. Well, he is going to come to Old Trafford because Fabrizio Romano has given us a here we go for the 16-year-old who's born in 2007. I was 27 then. It does make me feel old. He's going to be heading to Old Trafford, and I'm looking forward to see it. We don't know the ins and outs of the deal as yet. We do know, though, that he was offered, according to Romano, sort of better terms, if you will, in Germany. So this isn't all about money, although Arsenal fans are going to say it's all about money. He's got United just because he offered him more money. It seems that he thinks there's a better pathway to the first team at Manchester United. And to be honest with you, he's probably right, regardless of where you think United are challenging enough or United are sort of challenging for the title or at the top where we should be. We are still a club and a team that does promote from within when it comes to the academy. You've seen a lot of players from the youth get opportunities in the first team, and he's probably looked at that. He could have looked at that and thought, okay, if I do well at Manchester United, his records would suggest he will do well, then there's every chance he will get the opportunity to play in the first team. We've seen it on the tour, of course. You always see it on the tour. You see a lot of youngsters playing for the first team on the tour. But also, when the season has started, we've seen the likes, of course, of Alejandro Garnacho, Kobbie Mainoo. How can we forget that one? Coming into the team, and not just coming into the team, but staying in the team, becoming first-team fixtures. So he may look at that and think that's a reason to go to Manchester United. It's obviously upset a lot of Arsenal fans who are now downplaying it, who are now saying he's all about the money. He's not that good anyway. All the sort of jilted lover stuff you would expect from Arsenal fans because, yet again, we've taken a talented attacker from them. I'm not talking about Alexis Sanchez, I'm more about talking about Robin van Persie. Now, in terms of what kind of a player is Obi-Martin, we spoke about this in a video with me and Joe a couple of weeks ago. He has been compared to a lot of different strikers. He's been compared, at one point, he was getting compared to Victor Osimhen. He's very tall. I think he's 6'2", and obviously only 16. That's quite a height. He's probably not finished growing yet. Absolute goal-scoring machine. Has scored loads of goals, so you'd expect him to continue that, at least at the academy level. We'll have to wait and see whether he can make that step up to the under-21s, to the first team. Just how ready is he to become a Manchester United player? And at the age of 16, he's got time on his side. There's going to be a lot of hype and expectation about this kid. I was speaking about this a couple of weeks ago. People look at it and go, okay, we've got him from Arsenal. There's all this sort of attention. There's all this, sort of furore over it all. Is he going to go straight into the first team? Of course he's not. He's 16. It's very rare in it for an attacker to go into the first team at that age. But he's one definitely to keep an eye on. And if his career carries on, going the way it's gone, if he carries that upward trajectory, there's every reason to believe he can reach the very top. Now, he's originally from Denmark. I think he's eligible to play for England. And I think at the sort of youngster level, he has played for Denmark, then England and Denmark again. I think there's a bit of sort of back and forth there as to which club, or which country I should say, he will decide to settle on, but he almost has his choice, to be honest with you. So I'm excited about this one from a sort of obvious point of view. It's funny because it's winding up Arsenal fans, because a lot of us, myself included, won't have seen much of him. You've seen a few clips, you know his record or whatever, but you don't know a lot about this youngster. You don't know how good he is. But obviously Arsenal fans losing their minds over the fact we've got a very talented youngster from them is always going to be pretty funny. But if, and it's a big if, we know that, if he can do the business, if he can carry on breaking those records, scoring those goals like he has been doing for the Arsenal team, then there's every chance in a few years you could see him feature for Manchester United's first team. I just think now we need to be a little bit patient. I know it's not easy, but this isn't an 18-year-old. This isn't someone who's come in who's basically, been playing for the under-21s or whatever. This is a guy who's only 16. I mean, I think he's 17. I think he's in November. So he's got some way to go until we can start saying, yep, he's going to be ready for the first team. Obviously, you've seen teenagers get into the first team before, but that's quite a rarity as well. So we'll have to be a little bit patient, but it is exciting. It's great to see that he's chosen the club that wanted him. It sounded like United were pulling out all the stops, were trying to woo him, were trying to offer him a deal, and sort of not just a better financial deal as well. There was talk that the club had sort of spoke about him and his pathway to the first team, how he can progress, how we can look after his career, that kind of thing, and that has been appealing to him as well. So I'm looking forward to eventually seeing him playing for Manchester United, and I'm already enjoying the meltdown that I've seen amongst Arsenal fans who've gone from anything from saying he's just greedy and he's not that great anyway to say, you know, they didn't care, they never rated him and he was never going to get anywhere near that first team. Hopefully he can get into the Manchester United first team. Hopefully he can score loads of goals for Manchester United first team, and hopefully he can carry on upsetting Gooners, because that'll be an absolute bonus as well. Now, in case you didn't know, and if you don't know, I don't know what you've been doing with yourself, Manscaped have become the leaders in below the waist grooming. And not only have they become the leaders, but they keep breaking the mold, they keep raising the bar, they keep just increasing their ability to break through when it comes to below the waist grooming and that step forward in the technology they use. They have brought out the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. I know what you're thinking, Jay. What? How? When you spoke to us, you said that the 4.0 was the pinnacle, the zenith, the best you could get. Well, it was, but now this is even better. They have gone one further, and they give us the Performance Package 5.0. So what is in it then? Well, for starters, you've got the Lawnmower 5.0 with two interchangeable skin-safe blades. Oh my days, what is going on? This is amazing. And it's not just that you've got the Lawnmower 5.0. See, even I thought it was 4.0. No. It's the 5.0. Not only have you got the Lawnmower 5.0, you've also got the Shed Travel Bag. Okay, I've got a Shed Travel Bag. I've got a Lawnmower 5.0. Is that it? Is that all I'm putting in the Shed Travel Bag? The Lawnmower 5.0? No. They have got a host of goodies for you. They have got the Weed Whacker for your nose and ear hair. Men of a certain age need a bit of that. I'm one of those men. I need it. I use it. It does the trick, just what you need. They've got the crop preserver, they've got the ball toner, they've got the boxer briefs, you've got all that good stuff as part of the Performance Package 5.0. And thanks to Stretford Paddock, using the code PADDOCKTOUR, you can get 20% off and free shipping. So you're no longer having to mess about with all your different bits and bats in different bags and where, oh, what have I done with Weed Whacker? What have I done with this? What's that? Oh, I don't know what I've done. Oh, do I take a razor blade? Do I need to take a torch so I can see what I'm doing? No, you can just use the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. You can use the Shed Travel Bag to put everything in, and you can use all the goodies you get with Manscaped as well. And don't forget, because you use the code PADDOCKTOUR, because you click on the link in the description, you will get 20% off and free shipping. I, for one, I'm so excited about that. I don't know what to do myself. From one attacker to another, Amad Diallo's been speaking, and he says he sort of could see himself spending the rest of his life at Manchester United. Well, or rest of his career, I should say, not his life. I'd like to see that happen. Weird one with Diallo. I think he's very, very popular with the Manchester United fans. There's a piece by, I think, Chris Wheeler, our mate in the Mail, saying about, you know, Diallo talking about how he wants to spend the rest of his career at Manchester United. Now, at the moment, there's a little bit of doubt where his future lies. I think for the sort of immediate future, it expects him to be at Manchester United. But there's all these question marks about whether Erik ten Hag really fancies him. And the thing with Diallo is he hasn't had many games. He's just had a big impact when he has had games. Mainly, to be honest with you, that game against Liverpool where he got that late winner and then got himself probably the best red card ever as well for celebrating his second yellow. So it's not like you can go, well, he's done really well over a load of games. He's done really well when he's been given hardly any opportunities, and that's endeared him to a lot of Manchester United fans, including myself. Now, when you look at the other options we've got on that right-hand side of the attack, if that's where indeed he's going to play, I know he can operate in different positions, but you look at Jadon Sancho, there's issues there. He doesn't even prefer playing on the right, he prefers playing on the left, but he's been used mainly on the right. Is he going to have a future at Manchester United? I heavily doubt it. You look at Anthony. My thoughts on Anthony, I'm sick of repeating myself. You know my thoughts on Anthony, and if you don't, I don't rate him at all. I don't think he's good enough. I think he's got a bad attitude. So I don't see him having much of a future at Manchester United. I also think the manager's given up on him, to be honest with you. The fact he didn't get any minutes in the cup final speaks volumes. So you look at someone like Amad Diallo, and he would be a very, very sort of next step option on that right-hand side. I still think the front three is probably going to be Marcus on the left, Rasmus Højlund down the middle, and Alejandro Garnacho on the right-hand side. But if Amad Diallo is in that mix, and even in the mix elsewhere, in other positions, not just the right-hand side as well, then I think that gives Manchester United a pretty strong option from the bench, or to rotate as well. You know, we've got a lot of games coming up with the Europa League, with the cup competitions as well, and Erik ten Hag always tends to do well in the cup competitions, get to the last stages and win cups as well. So you'd want a pretty strong squad. Diallo helps us in that respect because I think there's other areas that need strengthening. So him wanting to stay and the club seemingly being happy to keep him, for me, is a positive move. It's a bit of a bonus because I think there's an exciting player there. He went out on loan to Rangers, didn't really work for him. He went on loan to Sunderland, did very well. I don't think another loan move does anyone any good, and I think he needs to stay at Manchester United. Hopefully, this season he can get more minutes, he can get more opportunities, because I think last season it was difficult. Obviously, the start of the season, you had like Sancho, you had like Anthony in front of him. Sancho's gone out. Anthony's more or less played his way out of the team. So I think this is Diallo's chance. And he's a player that, if he did do well, if he did really well, he could break into the first team and be a starter. I don't think that's beyond the realms of possibility, because I know I've just said that I don't think he would start if everyone's fit, but that doesn't mean that can change. There's a few players with a few question marks around them when it comes to the attack this season as well. I think Marcus Rashford's got a little bit of a point to prove after a pretty disappointing season for him. Rasmus Højlund wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but had a decent season, especially for his first season in English football. Alejandro Garnacho played a lot of games, a lot of football. There was a little bit of a tail off, some people felt, from his first season to his second, but on the whole, I think he did well. However, if Diallo does take his chances, then there's every reason to expect him to feature much more heavily for Manchester United this season, and if he gets his wish, for the rest of his career. I'm going to leave it there. Make sure, if you've not done already, go and check out all the other videos from the channel. Obviously, we've been here in San Diego. We've been covering the tour. We're going to be covering it all the time as well. We're going to be going to South Carolina after we finish at the Snapdragon Stadium tomorrow night, so make sure you check that out as well. I'm Jay Motty. This has been the Paper Talk from a pretty sunny California. Thanks for watching.